Good morning, this is Mrs. Jones. Today we're going to talk about solving one-step equations with multiplication. The division properties will be discussed in another video, so this one is strictly solving one-step equations with multiplication properties of equality. So our learning goal, I will be able to solve one-step equations using the multiplication and division properties of equality. I will be able to verify my solution. So that's what we're going to be able to do here. First, solve a one step using multiplication, and second, verify that the solution is correct. Okay, let's review the multiplication property of equality. It says for all real numbers A, B, and C, if A equals B, then A times C equals B times C. What does that really mean? It means that if you multiply both sides of an equation by the same non-zero number, you get an equivalent equation. Examples: x equals 5 and 2 times x equals 2 times 5 are equivalent equations because they're both only true when x is 5. All right, so how do we use this to solve one-step equations? Well, let's look at one. We have the equation x divided by 4 is equal to -7. We want to know what value of x makes this true. So we notice that the x is not alone on the left side, right? It has that divide by 4. We want that we want that x to be alone. So to get the x alone, we have to get rid of the divide by 4. And we do that using inverse operations and the properties of equality. This equation has division, so we're going to use its inverse, which is multiplication. Okay, so here is our equation. X divided by 4 is -7. What can we multiply the left side that will turn the divide by 4 into a 1? Well, remember, the multiplication property of equality says we need to multiply that value to both sides to maintain an equivalent equation. So we're going to multiply both sides by 4. And when we do that, I don't know why that's twice, but there it is. When we do that, I have 4 divided by 4, and that's a 1. So I end up with x is equal to -28. So that is our possible solution. X is equal to -28. Do we know what's right? No, but we're pretty sure. What can we do about that? Well, we're going to verify it. We have our equation. We have our possible solution. How do we verify it? Well, this is, again, Mrs. Jones needs to do a better job of proofreading. This should be -28. So we have identified x equals -28 as a possible solution. How do we verify it? We substitute -28 into the original equation for x. So we're going to evaluate the equation with x is equal to -28. So we're going to take that -28 and put it where the x is. So we have -28 divided by 4 is equal to -7. If I simplify -28 divided by 4, I get -7, which tells me that that is a true statement. -7 is always equal to -7. So this is a solution. So x equals, sorry about that, x equals -28 is a solution. I need to get less jumpy with the. Let's look at another example. All right, x divided by -2 is equal to 15. We want the x to be alone. So what can we multiply both sides by to get the x alone? We need to multiply by something that will turn that divide by -2 into a 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply both sides by -2. because when I have negative 2 divided by negative 2, I get a 1. So I have x is equal to negative 30. So that's our possible solution. X is negative 30. Next, we need to verify it. We're going to do that by substituting it back in to the original equation and seeing if we get a true statement. So here we go. Original equation, x divided by negative 2 is equal to 15. We're going to evaluate with x is equal to negative 30. So we have negative 30 divided by negative 2 is 15, which when we simplify, we get 15 equals 15, which is true, which means that negative 30 is a solution. Okay, there will be another video that talks about solving using the division property of equality.